Good afternoon, guys. Okay, in yesterday class we completed labor cost budget and selling and distribution overhead budget, right? So today we're going to start with the cash budgets. So we already finished one cash budget problem also, I think. Illustration number 33. Okay, next. Illustration number 34. Illustration number 34. ABC Limited as a newly started company wishes to prepare a cash budget from January. They not specified 2 saying it from January, not for January. Not for January, they're asking, they're using a word called from January. They're not ending with the 2. Okay. Prepare a cash budget for the first 6 months from the following estimated revenue and expenses. The continuous sentence is given in the second point. So they're asking you how to prepare cash budget for next 6 months. The start date is January. Jan, Feb, March, April, May, June. Next. The month January, February, March, April, May, June related information is given. Total sale. What does it mean for total sale, ma? Anyone? Cash sales plus credit sales. Cash sales plus credit sales is known as total sales. If there is no information regarding to credit sales, at that time total sales means what, ma? Only cash sales. If there is a point verification regarding to the cash sales and credit sales, at that time total sales means summation of cash sales plus credit sales. Okay. 20,000, 22,000, 28,000, 36,000, 30,000, 40,000. When it comes to the material cost, ma. So 20,000, 14,000, 14,000, 22,000, 20,000, 25,000. Here also you have to learn two things. One is cash purchase, another one is credit purchase. Cash purchase of raw material, credit purchase of raw material. Just for understanding purpose only, I'm saying this, ma. But when it comes to the question itself, need to say clarity regarding to that creditness or cashness. Based on question only, we will decide. But generally, there is a chance of credit as well as cash purchase. Wages. Immediate, immediate payment is there as well as delay payments is there. Immediate payment means January ending, we will pay 4,000. Sometime we will pay 50% next month or 10% after 1 month. That kind of things also happen. There is a chance. Here also there is a credit wages point of also you have to check two things. One is cash related payment, another one is delayed payments. Cash payment, delayed payments. Same for overheads point of view also. Immediate payment or a delayed payment. Guys, clear? That all conditions they will give the additional information of the question. Next. Cash balance on 1st January was 10,000 rupees. Can I name it as called opening cash balance? For which month? January month. A new machinery is to be installed. These are the additional stuff. So the new machinery is to be installed at 20,000 and credit to be prepared by 2 equal installments in March and April. Now 20,000 divided by 2, 10,000 in March, 10,000 in April. Now my question is, sir, that 20,000 is a capital expenditure or revenue expenditure? Revenue expenditure or capital expenditure? If any amount spent for the machinery, plant and machinery, it is a capital expenditure. The question is, we need to consider the capital expenditure or not? Why? Because in above all tabular information, they all are revenue expenditures. Now the plant and machinery is a capital expenditure. Are you consider or not, ma? We want to consider or not? Sir, we want to consider there is a no classification between, there is a no differentiation between revenue types and capital types. The thing you learned in your accounts, single entry. So receipts and payments accounts is there, no? When it comes to the receipts and payments account, you have to record all receipts and all payments that all represent revenue expenditures, revenue incomes, capital expenditures, capital incomes. Guys, clear? That's why it's a receipts and payment book. You have to consider all. But the only thing you have to check, it is a cash receipt or not, it is a cash payment or not. That's the only thing you have to check. Remaining all you have to consider. There is no difference between the revenue expenditure and capital expenditure, consider or not consider things here. Okay. So we will consider, but the consideration in the month of March, April only. Next month. Sales commission. 5% on total sales is to be paid within a month following actual sales. Now decode the meaning of the sentence about sales commission. Now first tell me the sales commission, receipt or payment? The sales commission is receipt or payment? Payment. Okay. How you pay? For this month sale, I will pay next month. What about this month sale? 20. This month means January. So January sale 20,000. For January, we are not paying anything. For that month sale, we will pay in next month at the 5%. 20,000 into 5%, 1,000 rupees. 1,000 rupees in which month? January or February? February. Now what about this January? December sale into 5%, but there is a no December sale information. That's why nil. Do you understand the logic, ma? That's why it is a nil. Are you okay? So if you have a December month sales, you can easily calculate the sales commission of January. Next month. 10,000 being the amount of second call may be received in March. I hope, do you know the allotment group 2 accounts? Share, call, allotment. Okay, anyway. For example, I started a company name called DQ Limited. Okay. For start of the business, I need capital, right? For the purpose of capital, I sell my ownership. If you put money in my company, you will also be a part of the company, you will also be owner. That is called equity share capital. Are you guys clear? Now, for example, I want 1,000 rupees in crore. Just go with the rupees point of view. 1,000 rupees. Now I sell 100 shares in the market. 1,000 shares in the market. Now what does it mean for 1,000 shares in the market? If you purchase one share, you will get a ownership of 1% in my company. Guys, clear? Now I need to collect this 1,000 rupees from you now. Okay. Now for this 1,000 rupees, allotment, call 1, call 2, call 3, call 4, etc., etc. Are you clear? So company required 1,000 rupees from the public. That money taken from the first application. Wait a minute. Application. So from application they will collect some amount. After that allotment they will collect some amount. In call 1 they will collect some amount. In call 2 they will collect some amount. Now the word given in the question paper. Read the point. What is the meaning? They sell shares for procurement of capital. The amount collected in the March month. How much ma? What the name for that? Call money. Yeah? Call 1 na? Second call money. What about the next point ma? Share premium. What does it mean for share premium? What is the meaning for share premium? Now when it come to 1000 rupees is needed, 1000 shares we sold. Per share how much ma? 1 rupee. 1000 rupees divided by 1000 shares, you will get 1 share equal to 1 rupee. So I need to sell 1 share for 1 rupee, but I sold for 1.5 rupees because of goodwill. Okay. Now the general value for market selling value is 1 rupee, but for consideration of my goodwill, public will buy my shares even though the prices are high compared to the market. That is the thing I followed. That's why I charged 1.5 rupees. That 0.5 rupees is there now. That is called premium. That is called what ma? Premium. So this discussion you will get more clarity in group 2 accounts ma. Just I will give an overview regarding to that shares. Okay. What is meant by share premium? The general more if you collect money from the public more than face value. So what is the face value here? 1 rupee, but you collected 1.5 rupees. The 0.5 rupees is known as share premium. Are you clear? What is the next point, ma? Period of credit allowed by suppliers. What is highlight the word by? Now my question, that is time period allowed by supplier to me or me myself allowed to the customer? Supplier allowed to me of how many days? Okay. Supplier means I purchased and sold. A supplier allowed means when he will allow. As a company purchases, if a company sells, if company purchases, they will allow. Guys, clear? If company sales, we will allow. That is called customer credit period. Are you guys clear? Now, what is the days they given ma? What is the meaning for 2 months? If January purchases, you can pay payment at April. For February purchases, you need not to pay at February. You can purchase at next 2 months after. What's the next 2 months for February? May. For April purchases, you need not to pay at April. You can pay at 2 months after. Which month? July. So no need. Why no need? You are preparing only for June. Guys, clear? Okay, then fine. What next, ma? Period of allowed to, who allowed here? Company allowed. Company allowed to customer. When company will allowed? If they did a credit sales. If they did a credit sales. The period of credit allowed by suppliers 2 months. This is called creditor payment period. Now company is a creditor for that point. Next, period of credit allowed to customers. We allowed as a company allowed. This is called debtors collection period. Debtors collection period, creditor payment period. So what is the meaning for credit credit allowed to customer ma? If there are any credit sales, if there is any credit sales, for example, assumption, this entire total sales are credit sales, assumption. Why? Because we are not have any clarity up to now. Okay. Now, if the entire sales are credit basis, now tell me 20,000 amount will not collect at the month of January, it will collect at the month of February. In receipts, we are writing credit sales or collection from the debtors. That amount are January amount will collect at February, February amount collected March, March amount collected April, April amount collected May, May amount collected June, June amount collected July. But there is no July discussion. Do you understand? Delay in payment of overhead 1 month. Delay means what? For January month, we will pay at February. For February payment, we will delay at next month. Are you guys clear? For that month, we are not paying. We are paying 1 month after. That is mean for delay. Next month. Delay in payment of wages half month. What does it mean for half month here? 15 days. 15 days. Now here is very very important discussion is wages. The delay of wages half month. What is meant by what about the remaining half month? Hey, delayed half month ra until next month. Delayed by half month. What about the remaining half month? Can I name it is called 50%? Half month means 50%. The wages of 50% they will pay this month. Remaining 50% they will pay at next month. Same logic for next month also. 50% they will pay at February. Remaining 50% they will pay at March. So when come to the February, January 50% is there. February 50% is there. That is a working note you have to present. Do you understand, ma? But when come to remaining all things, that kind of things you need not to do. Why? Because particular months is there. 1 month, 2 months. Are you okay now? Next month. Assume cash sales to be 50% of total sales. Now we get a clarity. The total sales are not credit sales. Previously we had taken assumption. Now the reality they provided here. Now based on this only you have to follow. 50% is cash sales, remaining 50% only credit sales. Now this 1 month related collection period is there na, that is related to 50% of the sales. Are you clear, ma? So this is about cash budget. Any doubt regarding this cash budget, ma? Sure. Now student will do mistake in this cash budget, sir. They will start with all months at a time. Now what is a cash budget? Opening cash plus receipts minus payments. Now the thing is January closing cash is opening for February. It means you have to complete 1st January column. Now January closing cash balance is a opening cash balance for March. It means you have to finish only February column. Now March closing cash balance is opening for April. It means you have to close only March column first. You understand? Are you clear, ma? But when come to the preparation of cash budget, the statement is common for all problems. Okay, what's the statement? We will write particulars once they given, opening, receipts. In receipt we will add list. What are the receipts they given? We will give a list name. Next, total of the receipts, payments heading, payment list, total of the payments. Next, the ultimate thing is opening plus it's minus payments, you will get a closing. Now we will reflect it in opening balances, we will get a closing balance. Guys, clear? So I will do all at a time only, but I don't have any confusion. Why? Because openings will not post. Why? Because at the end of the all postings only I will calculate the openings. Are you okay now? So what if they ask a cash budget question, just draw the format first. Okay, at least post what are the values you understand. Even you will not complete the entire question, you will complete part of the question. So for example, share premium is there, only one transaction, that is a receipt only, na? You know that share premium is a what? A receipt or payment. When write down in the receipt list. Next, plant and machinery payment is there. March and April, 10,000, 10,000. Any discussion? The confusing point is wages only. Remaining all you know. Are you guys okay? Now you can I say that the cash budget is a format based question. First, to draw the format, list out the points they specified. After that, go with the working notes. Sometimes working note is mandatory, sometimes working note is not mandatory. For wages, working note is mandatory. Why? Because without working note, you can't answer the question. Why? Because in January there is no discussion, but when come to the February, January 50%, February 50%, March, February 50%, March 50%. That kind of things is there. You need to do working note. What's the problem number, ma? Preparation of cash budget for next preparation of cash budget for 6 months from Jan to June. Here any mentioned ma? Company name? So particular list is more than the time period list. That's why I'm framing a table. Particulars and vertically, time period is horizontally. Very clear ma? Opening cash balance. How much is the opening cash balance ma? 10,000. So we don't know February, March, April, May, June, but we want that also. When they will come after posting of all transaction, I will close January 1st. Then I will get a closing. I will post in February. Guys, clear? Receipts. What about the first receipts ma? Cash sales. Huh? What about the second receipts ma? Collection from debtors. What next ma? Identify with the additional information. I think in a tabular information, these two things are the receipts. So in identify ma, you can directly go with the call money. Any other? Share premium is the name. Any other receipts ma? That's it. Huh? Okay, then go with the payments. Please tell me the list of payments ma. Before payments, go with the total ma. Payments. Please tell me the payment list ma. First material. Huh? Can I name it is called creator payment. Creator payment. There is a no specification of cash purchases ma regarding to the material. That means assumption all amounts are related to the credit only. Creditor payment. In bracket, go with the material. Are you clear? What next ma? Wages. For this wages, we have to do working note. Remaining all no need of working note. For this wages, you have to do working note. Yes or no? No. Why also I explained. Next ma. Production overhead is there, na? First finish the table, then go with the additional information. Production overhead. Selling overhead. 1 minute more. Tell me more another payments. First, or go with the order. Sales commission first. Plant and machinery is the first. Plant and machinery expenditure. Next, sales commission. Next ma, that is only plant and machinery expenditure. Yeah, installment on the That's it. Now here also go with the total. Now when it come to the last column, closing cash balance. How we get a closing cash balance ma? Opening cash balance plus receipts minus payments. Okay. What about the cash sales regarding to January? 50%. That month sale, 50% is cash realization. Please tell me more. 10,000. What about the collection from debtors ma? So there is no collection from debtors for January. Yes or no? Na? Why? Why? 1 month delay payment, 1 month collection is delay. So if the January sales will collect it after 1 month, what sale that is? Credit sale. Next, call money. For January there is no call money. Next, share premium also not there in January. Now what about the total? 10,000. Hey, only receipts total. Only receipts total. When it comes to the payments ma, when it comes to the payments, January no payment. Why no payment? January payment we will done in March, 2 months later. Wages, I said already working note. Please calculate, do the working note. Calculation of wages payment. Feb, March, April, Jan. When it comes to the Jan month, what is the discussion of wages in Jan month? 50 amount is amount involved in wages. January 4,000. Out of 4,000, 50% will realize at that month not realize payment done and that month only. What is the amount? 2,000. Remaining 2,000 we will pay at February. Clear ma? Next, when it comes to the February, what is the amount ma? February amount? 4,000? 4,400 into half month. In that month only, remaining half month, next month. Half month delay. Now, 2,200, 2,200 in February, remaining 2,200 in next month delay. That is nothing but March. What about the March amount involved ma? 4,600. Half month in same March only, remaining half amount in next month. What is half amount? 2,300, 2,300. Now what about the April value? 4,600 into 50%. 2,300 in April, remaining 2,300 in next month delay. What about May? 4,000, 50%. 2,000 in May, 2,000 in June. What about the June amount? 2,500 in June, 2,500 in July. There is no discussion. Now please tell me the totals. 2,000, 4,000, 200, 4,500, 4,600, 4,300. The amounts you have to reflect here. If you go with 1 month also, if you can fill all months at a time also, no issue. Are you okay? Now what about the January month wages? 2,000. Now production overhead please. 1 month delay wa? 1 month delay means January amount we are paying in February. That means January no. Selling also same ma? Plant and machinery also March and April la? There is no discussion. Sales commission 5% on next month na? This month sale we will pay at next month. It means January no. Now please tell me the total payment ma? 2,000. Please tell me the closing cash balance. 18. Now this 18,000 closing balance is a opening for February. So one way of calculation, taking off each and every element. Or remaining for this 5 months, I will do another pattern. So I will post entire cash sales now. I will post entire collection from debtors now. I will post call money. I will post premium. I will post all payments, etc. This also second alternative we have. So ఇలా అయితే పాయింట్ టు పాయింట్ చెక్ చేసుకుంటూ నువ్వు సాల్వ్ చేయొచ్చు. ఈ క్లారిటీ ఉంటుంది. సో నాకు ఎంటైర్ క్వశ్చనే క్లారిటీ ఉంది అన్నప్పుడు ఏం చేయొచ్చు, డైరెక్ట్ పోస్టింగ్స్ వేసేయచ్చు. డైరెక్ట్ పోస్టింగ్స్ వేసిన తర్వాత ఒక్కొక్క మంత్ క్లోజ్ చేసుకుంటూ వెళ్తే క్లోజింగ్స్ ఓపెనింగ్స్ అవుతాయి, ప్రాబ్లం అయిపోతుంది. అది ఓకేనా? నౌ వెన్ ఇట్ కమ్ టు క్యాష్ సేల్స్ 50% of every month. What about the February sales, total sales? Out of that 50%. What month? 11,000. March 14. April. April month into 50%. 18,000. May. June. 20,000. This is also another pattern. Collection from debtors. 50% of January sales are cash. What about the remaining 50%? Credit. That 50% will collect at next month. Means January 50% credit sales will collect at February. Now 10,000 only na. Same logic for here also. 11,000 na. 14,000 na. 18,000. 15,000. What about June? June 50% cash sales, 50% credit sales. The June 50% credit sales will collect at July. Okay. Call money. March amount please. Remaining all months nil. What about share premium? Which month? Now please tell me the individual totals, please. Which year? Month pagiliddi. I am asking about orange color. That is nothing but receipts total. 21,000. What more? March? 37,000. April? May? 30? June? Now come to the payments total. Wait, we are not posted. Now when come to the creditor material payments, that month will February will later, 2 months later. It means February, January value not in Jan, not in Feb, it in March. Amount please. Material 20,000 of which month that is? No, Jan month payment will be done in March. There is a no payments in January, February. That is the meaning of 2 months later. What about January material purchase? 20,000 in March we are paying. Clear ma? Now when it comes to February purchase value, that payment will do in next 2 months. That is nothing but April. 14,000. Now when it comes to the May, there is no discussion of May. There is a discussion of March. March material purchase we pay in May. How much March value? March value also 14,000. Now when come to April purchase of raw material, 22,000 we are paying in next 2 months means June. Amount ma? 22,000. Now what about the May purchase of raw material? 30,000. Where? July. There is no discussion of July. Up to June only sufficient. Are you clear now? Next ma. Wages. We already did a working note. Now what about the February? 4,200. March 4,500. 4,600. 4,300. 4,500. Production overhead. 1 month delay wa? What does it mean for 1 month delay? January payment we will did it next month. That is nothing but February. Now what about the January value? 3,200. Next when it come to March payment we will did it to April. For March, February payment we will do. Now what about the February value? 3,300. Now same. What about the March value? 3,400. What about the May value? 1,500. What about the June? What about the May value? You understand the logic here? 1 month late ga pay చేస్తున్నామంట అంటే జనవరిది ఫిబ్రవరిలో ఫిబ్రవరిది మార్చిలో మార్చిది ఏప్రిల్లో ఏప్రిల్ది మే జూన్ జూలై selling overhead also same. Now tell me the Jan value. What ma? February value, March value, April value, May value. Here. Next, plant and machinery expenditure. Only 2 months is there. March and April. 50% means 10,000. Sales commission. Actual sales 5% on following month. Actual sales means February sales, January sales, and that 5% we are pay at next month. means February. Now what about the January sales? 20,000 into 5%. 1,000. We are paying at January or February? Following month means next month. How much more? 1,000. Next, February sale into 5%. 1,000. The payment when we will pay? March. Now March sales. March sales into 5%. The payment will pay at next month. Okay. April. What about the April sale? Into 5%. You are paying in May, na? Amount. Now what about May sales? 30,000 into 5%. You are paying at which month? June month, 1,500. Now please tell me the totals. What ma? 9,200. That already solve individually. Take one column. What about March ma? 39,800. June how much ma? 32,100. May 24,000. 24,006. What about April ma? 34,000. Now do closing cash balances. So I think first February will only close. So why? Because February also February only opening is there, receipts is there, payment is there. So you have to close one by one. Now please tell me the February closing cash balance. 29,800. Now that is our opening. How much more? 29,800. Huh? Now please close the March ma. 27,000. That is our opening for next month. 27,000. Please close the April ma. 21,000. 24,700. Now please tell me the closing balance of May ma. 30,000. 33,100. Problem is over. Any complications ma? So if you not practice again and again, it's a complicated problem. Sir, clear sir? You have to practice your own ma this problem. Then only you will get a clarity comparing to teached by a faculty. నేను చెప్పేదానికంటే నువ్వు చేస్తేనే ఎక్కువ క్లారిటీ వస్తుంది ఈ ప్రాబ్లం. నేను ఏం చెప్తానంటే ఎలా చేయాలని మాత్రమే చెప్తా. ఎందుకనో ఇట్ డిపెండ్స్ అపాన్ ది ఇండివిజువల్ ఆఫ్ అండర్స్టాండింగ్ ఆఫ్ ది క్వశ్చన్స్ దే స్పెసిఫైడ్. Is not a discussion. Why? Because even 10th class students also know this. Opening cash balance plus payments minus plus receipts minus payments. It's not a conceptual discussion. Clear? Practice as your own multiple times. You will get a clarity. So when come to the presentation and process of calculation, follow my teaching. So presentation I said already. So particulars are more, that's why I'm taking vertically. Periods are less, that's why I'm taking a horizontally. One point I said my as a teacher. Next thing, presentation two types I explained. Go with the individual month closings or go with the full postings. Clear up? Same answers only, na? Sometimes we will do mistakes, ma. Don't worry. We are not gods. Now, when come to illustration number 41. If you understand these three models, you can crack any of the cash budget related problem. All adjustments will cover in these these three problems only. We already finished one problem in yesterday class. Now this is one of the problem. Next another discussion is there. Next problem only they are given in exam point exam question. 41 illustration number 41. A 5 star. Same model only, but adjustments are differ. Read ma. Prepare cash budget for 3 months ending 30th June 2022 from the information given below. 3 months ending 30th June. It means you have to prepare for April, May, June. April, May, June. 3 months. Okay. Months, sales, materials, wages, overheads. You already know how to consider that sale value, material value, wage value, overhead value. Why? Because sometimes their direct payments receipts will there. Sometimes they will delays and debtors, creditors will be there. Okay. Now, debtor is a person is related to which transaction? No, credit sales. Point is very, very important. That's the clarity I provided. Total sales means cash sales plus credit sales. The debtor is a person responsible for what kind of transaction? Credit sales. Are you clear now? When it comes to the person, creditor is related to which point? Trade purchase of raw material. Are you okay? Next. Delays means you know. So we have to pay this day, but we are paid at next day or day after next day after tomorrow, etc. etc. Okay. Credit terms is given, ma. Read the credit terms, ma. See the new things came. Previously, what we understand 50% cash. It means every month 50% cash will be realized. Remaining 50% will realize that next month. That about sales discussion. What here? Sales debtors. 10% of sales are on cash. It means in every month 10% cash will be realized. 50% of credit sales are collected at next month. Now simple. Take a February value. How much is the February value? 14,000. Out of 14,000, 10% value collected February itself. Now what about the pending? 14,000 into 90% pending. 13,000. 12,000. Now out of 12,600, 50% will collect at March. Remaining payment 50% is there now. It will collect at April. Do you understand the logic here? Okay. What about March? 15,000. Out of 15,000, 10% realized at March itself. What is the pending value? 13,500. Out of 13,500, 50% will collect at next month. That is nothing but April. Remaining 50% will collect at further month, May. Are you clear? It means February transaction value will impact our April. March transaction will impact our April and May. May transaction will impact April, May, June. Why April? 10%. 10% cash itself realized same month only. Na? Now when come to the May values, 10% May itself, 50% June, 50% July. There is no discussion of July. What about June? Only 10%. 50% in July, another 50% in August. There is no discussion. You understand the sales transaction? Clear? Now when come to the presentation, can I post a 10% of cash sales in every column directly? April 10%, May 10%, June 10%. Of which values? April sale into 10%, May sale into 10%, June sale into 10%. Now when come to the debtors point of view, I need to do working note. Same like wages. Are you guys clear now? Okay, then fine, forgot. Next ma. Creditors, come to the creditors. Creditors, materials after. Now February 9,600 we pay at April. For March 9,000 we pay at May. For April 9,200 we pay at June. May payment July. June payment August. There is no discussion of July and August. That is the meaning of creditor material after 2 months. Are you okay now? Next. What about the wages? 1/4 in. What about 3/4? What about the 3/4? What is the discussion of 3/4? 1/4 next month means what about the 3/4 pending this month? They specified కామన్ సెన్స్. చెప్పాడు నీకు 3/4 ఈ మంత్ అనేసి చెప్పకుండా ఏం చెప్పాడు అక్కడ 1/4 నెక్స్ట్ మంత్ అన్నాడు. వాట్ అబౌట్ ద రిమైనింగ్ వాల్యూ? 3/4 ఓన్లీనా పర్టికులర్ మంత్. నౌ వాట్ ఇస్ ద మీనింగ్ హియర్? ఫర్ ఫిబ్రవరి wages, how much is the February wages? 3,000. Out of 3,000, 3/4 February itself we are paying, 1/4 we are paying in March. No need of that March value. Why? Because April, May, June values only we needed. Now what about the March transaction of 3,000? 3,000 into 3/4 will pay at March itself. 3,000 into 1/4 we will pay at April. Now what about the April 3,200 transaction adjustment? 3,200 into 3/4 on April itself. 3,200 into 1/4 in next month. What about the May? 3,600 into 3/4 May. 1/4 June. So here also you have to do working note. Are you clear, ma? What about overhead? Half in the next month. What about remaining half? This month only. Next, additional information is given. Cash and bank balance at 1st April opening 6,000. Other relevant information. Plant and machinery will be installed in February 2022 at a cost of 96,000. The monthly installment of 2,000 is payable from April onwards. April 2,000, May 2,000, June 2,000. We are not worrying about 96,000. They saying that every month they are paying 2,000 installment. Now when I come to my particular month closing, how much of amount impacted? Only my discussion 2,000 amount only impacted, not 96,000. Sir, but in the previous problem 20,000 value is impacted. Now yes, they said 20,000 in 2 installments, 10,000 10,000 completed. But here there is no discussion of completion of 96,000. Here is the discussion only regarding to the 2,000 payment. Do you understand? Any confusion regarding to the previous plant and machinery, this plant and machinery? Next, dividend 5% on preference share capital of rupees 2 lakhs. 5% into 2 lakhs, 10,000 will paid on the payment only impacting on June month. Next, advance to be received for sale of vehicles. Receipt or payment? Receipt received, advance received for sale of asset. Month June. Completed problem. Now first prepare the statement. Some more points is there, huh? Okay. Dividend from investment amounting to 1,000 are expected to be received in receipt or payment? Receipt for June month. Okay. If you understand the concept of these 3 problems, you can crack any of the cash budget problem. These are the CRD discussion. Okay. So few problems is there related to the cash budgets and the remaining concepts also. I will give overview and presentation in material itself. That's just a self-practice question. Okay. So I prepared a material like this: CRD discussion, self-practice discussion. and additional questions. Additional questions is like a 14 marks related big theory, big practical questions based on the final standard. Now the CRD is very CRD is exam standard conceptual related questions. Next, self practice for basic questions as well as some unimportant questions. In additional questions, I will put only C category questions. Rare chances only you will get questions from the additional questions. Are you clear, ma? So just you have to focus more on CRD and self practice. సో కాన్సెప్ట్ చెప్పి కాన్సెప్ట్ రిలేటెడ్ ప్రాబ్లం నీకు అర్థమయ్యేలా చెప్పే క్వశ్చన్స్ అన్నీ సిఆర్డీలో ఉంటాయి. దాని తర్వాత సెల్ఫ్ ప్రాక్టీస్లో క్వశ్చన్స్ ఉంటాయి. అవి బేసిక్ క్వశ్చన్స్ అయితే నేను ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేయను, ఆల్రెడీ సిఆర్డీలో కంప్లీట్ అయ్యి ఉంటే సిమిలర్ మోడల్స్ అంటాం కదా అలా. లేదు సెల్ఫ్ ప్రాక్టీస్లో పెట్టిన క్వశ్చన్స్ కూడా ఎగ్జామ్కి ఇంపార్టెంట్, ఈ పాయింట్ కవర్ అవ్వలేదు పైన అంటే దాన్ని ఇట్లా జస్ట్ మెటీరియల్లోనే మనం ఫస్ట్ ఎక్స్ప్లెయిన్ చేస్తాం కదా, అక్కడికి ఆపేస్తా, ప్రజెంటేషన్ చేయను. ఎందుకంటే నీకు సిఆర్డీలో ప్రజెంటేషన్ నేర్పించేస్తాను కాబట్టి. అది ఓకే. Now come to this problem number 41. Now plus first cash budget point of view, don't forget prepare format first. Are you clear? Problem number 41. Preparation of cash budget for April, May and June year ma 2022. Here also particular is more, that's why vertical time period is less. April, May, now first opening cash balance. April opening cash balance is there na 4,000 na. Receipts, tell me the list of receipts. Cash sales, collection from debtors. For collection from debtors you have to do working note, right? Next, any other receipts? As per table there is no receipts, as per additional information you have receipts. What's the first receipt as per additional information? Advance received due to sale of asset. What next ma? Which dividend? Two dividends is there, preference dividend is there, equity dividend is there. So I will give a clarity ma. If there is a no specification regarding to the dividend, preference dividend, equity dividend, that kind of specification is not there, they use only dividend means it is called equity dividend. If specification is given, go with the specification. Are you okay? If you observe the word called dividend only, the word dividend represent equity. Are you okay now? Now which dividend is received receipt ma? Equity dividend na? That is called dividend received ma. Amount received on investment. Simple. As a DQ limited, I invested in NQ limited. If I invested in NQ limited in equity shares means, in my point of view, my investment only na. Because of investment, that company will give dividend. Their point of view, payment. What about my point of view? Receipt. Dividend received. Clear? Dividend received. Next ma, that's it about receipts. Come to the payments ma. Total. payments list ma, creditor payment in bracket go with the material. Next, wages. For wages working note, for creditors direct months only, not 2 months. There is no discussion of working note. Yes or no? Next ma, overhead also working note. Individual is there, only one overhead is there. Only one. That's why I'm writing here overhead directly. But previous case, production overhead, selling overhead, two things is there. Working note is needed, huh? Overhead also. Yes, 1 by 2, no? It's not needed 1 by 2 because 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2, 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2, we can do here itself. But go with the working note, no issue. Next, ma. Plant and machinery installment. Next, ma. Preference dividend. Preference shares is different, ma. Equity shares is different. After group 2 classes, you will get ma clarity. What next? That's it, huh? Total. Now first go with the working notes. What is the first working note, ma? Calculation of collection from debtors. I want only April month, May month, June month. Do you understand here? Now I will consider Feb related transaction. What is a Feb related transaction? 10% on February itself, 50% in March, 50% in April. Are you guys clear? Now see, if you are confusing, go with the totals. February, March, April, May, June. Now tell me the transaction value. 14,000 into 10%. 1400, 1400 in February. 14,000 minus 1400, how much? What ma? 12,000 into 50%, in which month? March. Amount please. 6,000. Same 12,600 into 50%. 6,300 in April. This is the exact calculation. Are you clear, ma? But we will consider only April value, May value, June value for our table. So we will ignore February value, we will ignore March value. Right. 10% తీసేస్తే 90% మిగులుతుంది. 90%లో 50-50. పాయింట్ అర్థమైందా? So you feeling that 90% minus 50%, 40% is pending, na? No. 14,000 is equivalent to 100% value. Out of that, 1,400 is the 10% equivalent. If you remove that, you will get 12,600, that equivalent to 90% value. The 90% out of 90%, 50-50. Are you clear? Now what happened? 90% plus 10%, 100% is completed, na? So I will give a in detailing calculation for one transaction only, ma. Remaining all I will direct post a direct values. Now when it come to March, ma, 10% of March value, 1500. Pending 13,000 in April. Remaining pending value 15,500. In which month? May, wa? Next, April. $6,000. Okay, 13,500 is a 90% equivalent. 1,750. What about April value, ma? Out of 16,000, 10% cash sales at April only, na? Amount, please. 1,600. Pending value 7,000. 50%, 7,200. June also 7,200. What about May, ma? May month 10%. June month 50% of the 90%. And July 50% of the 90%. Yes or no, no? Now what about the May sale value? Out of 10%, 1,700. 70,000 minus 1,700. 50% on June. 7,000. Remaining 7,650 in July. No need. What about June, ma? June sale value. 10% will June cash sales, na? What, ma? 1,800. Now what about the pending value? 18,000 minus 1,800. That is no discussion of June, July, August. Are you clear, ma? Ma, here we calculated working note for two things: cash sales as well as collection from debtors. Both will did here. Are you okay now? So that's why when it come to see, this is the cash, this is the cash, this is the cash, this is the cash, this is the cash. Are you okay now? If you took a total, then don't take two headings called cash sales, collection from debtors. Are you clear? At that time, you go with the direct sale. If you are posting these totals, okay? If you are not posting totals, go with the specification. Cash sales point of view, you have to consider only round off the values. Debtors from collection point of view, you have to consider remaining values. Do you understand now? Okay? Post cash sales, ma? Cash sales 1,600, 1,700, 1,800. What about the credit sales, ma? I don't need Feb, March. Understanding purpose only I consider. Now 6,300 plus 6,750, na? 13,050. 750, 7,200. 13,950. 7,000 plus 7,650. 14,000. Do you understand my logic here? The total JSH, yeah, JSH total. At the time, don't write collection from debtors and cash sales. Go with just sale. If you want a specification, go with this kind of presentation. Now please tell me the credit sale collection from debtors 13050 na 13050. What about May? 13950. Next month 14850. Next, when come to advance received due to sale of asset, not in April, not in May. Amount 9,000. Dividend received, not in April, not in May. June. Amount 1,000. Now please tell me the totals. 14,050. What about May? 15,050. What about June? 26,000. Come to payments. Creditor payment. No need of working note. February payment will did in April. March payment May. April payment June. 2 months na. Creditor payment period 2 months delayed. Now what about the February material value? 9,600 February value we will pay on 2 months later. That is nothing but April. Now what about March? 9,000 value we are pay at May. What about April value? 9,000. 9,200 we pay at June. Now what about May value? We pay at July. No need of discussion. What about June value? We pay at August. No, there is no discussion here. Next, come to wages. We need to do working note. Calculation of, what's the calculation here? Cost of wages, payment of wages. What about the February wage? 3,000. 3,000 1/4 next month means what about 3/4? That month only, na? Now what is the value? What is the value? February value. 3,000 out of 3,000, 3/4 on February itself. Amount please. 2,250. 3,000 into 1/4 is the next month. That is nothing but March. 7. Next, when it come to March, 3/4 itself in March. Now tell me direct value. What is the March wage? Given value 3,000. 3/4 or direct given value? Book lo ichina value 3/4. Book lo ichina value 3,000. 3,000 into 3/4. 2,000 on March. Pending value in April. That is nothing but 1/4. How much ma? 750. April. What is the value of April? Into 3/4 on April itself. 2,000. The pending in May 1/4. How much ma? May ma value is given into 3/4 on itself, May itself. 3/4. 1/4 in June. June value. What's the value given in the question paper? 3/4 on June itself. 1/4 on next month, July. No discussion. Now tell me, do you want Feb, March, April, May, June values? Only April, May, June values. But do the total for all. There is no discussion of February, no discussion of March. There is a discussion of April, May, June. April total 3,150. May 3,500. June 3,900. Wait a minute, ma. I will change this working note. Automatically, you will confuse my here. So what the heading we posted? Calculation of collection from debtors. If I posted collection from debtors means there is no discussion of cash sales. So I will change slightly here. Wait a minute. When it comes to the February, what about the February sales, ma? 14,000, huh? Now 14,000 into 90%. What, ma? February 14,000 into 90%. That equivalent to how much? 12,000. Now there is no discussion of February, but there is a discussion of March and April. 50% please. 6,000. April also 6,300. Why 90%? I consider 90% is a debtors related sale. 10% is a cash sale. When it comes to March, ma, 15,000. Huh? Out of 50,000, I need to consider the credit point of view 90%. Huh? Amount please. 13,000. There is no discussion of February. There is no discussion of March. Huh? So 13,500 into April. 6. Now May 6,750. April 16,000. Huh? 16,000 into 90%, you will get a credit sales. 14,000. Out of 40,400, February will not impact, March will not impact, April will not impact, May, June will impact. Huh? April also impact. Huh? April cash impact, credit not impact. May 50%, 7,200. Remaining 50 in June. May 17,000, huh? Into 90%. 15,000. This is a credit sale. It will not impact February, it will not impact March, it will not impact April, it will not impact May. It will impact June and July. 50% please. 7,065. Next, June into 90%. Okay. February not impacted, March not impacted, April not impacted, May not impacted, June also not impacted. Why June also not impacted? Cash, June will impact. Credit, July, August will impact. Are you okay now? Now tell me the total. Now you will get a clarity. February is not needed, March is not needed, April, May, June is needed. 13,000, 50, 950. Now you can observe the presentation also good. You can easily understand also. Very clear, ma? So post it here. Wages please, April, May, June. 3,150, 3,500, 3,900. 3,150, 3,000. 500, 3,900. Next, overhead working note. Same, instead of 3/4 and 1/4, here you have to use a 1/2, 50%, 50%. Payment of overheads. Now tell me, ma, what about the February overhead, ma? 1,700. 1/2 in February, 1/2 in March. What is the 1,700? 1,700 into 1/2 in February itself. How much? Remaining pending 1,700 into 1/2 in March. Okay. When it comes to the March value given in the question paper, 1,900. So 1,900 into 50% in March. Amount, please. Remaining 950 in April. What about the April value? 1,000 in April, 1,000 in May. What about May? 2,200, no, 1,100 in May, 1,100 in June. 2,000, 50%, 2,150, 1,150, yeah? 1,150 in June, July. There is no discussion of July. Okay. Now please tell me the totals, ma. So February, March not required. April, May, June is required. 1,950, 2,100, 250. Post, ma. 1,950, 2,100, 2,250. Now plant and machinery installment 2,000, 2,000, 2,000. Why? Because installment will start at April itself. Now preference dividend only June 5% of 2 lakh. Totals, please. 16,700. May 16,600. What about June, ma? 20. Now please tell me the closing cash balance, ma. 1,000 plus 14,650 minus 16,700. 3,000. That is the opening for May. 3,950. 3,950 plus 15,650 minus 16,600. What, ma? 3,000 plus 2650 minus 27,350. Problem is over, ma. Do you understand the cash budgets, ma? So lot of students taking choice, ma. This is a basic stuff. Don't take any choice. Okay. This is the next discussion. All functional budgets are completed. Sales completed, production completed, production cost budget completed, material consumption budget, material purchase budget, material cost budget, labor hours budget, labor cost budget, overhead budget. Are you clear, sir? Cash budgets. That's only we discussed in day one class. Now we are entering into flexible budgets. Now when come to the flexible budgets means master budget plus projected or estimated budget. Master budget plus projected or estimated budget. Understand this concept. An example. Master budget is nothing but base budget. Master budget is nothing but base budget. Now see, they provided 80% capacity budget. In question paper. 80% capacity budget in question paper. Now what are the values they will give regarding to raw material, wages, overheads, semi-variable overhead, fixed overhead, all relating to which kind of capacity equivalence ma? 80% capacity. I already said when come to your plant and machinery or company point of view, the total capacity is known as 100%. But the company utilizing only how much percentage? 80 percentage. 80 percentage. Now based on this 80% capacity level, they're asking a question. Prepare a budget for 70% capacity level and 90% capacity level. Prepare a budget for what capacities ma? 70% capacities and 90% capacities. Now the newly preparing 70% and 90% capacity is known as a projected or estimated budget. Projected or estimated budget. You are estimating based on what capacity ma? 80% capacity na? That 80% capacity is known as base budget, that is nothing but master budget. Now understand the concept of flexible budget here. What is a flexible budget? It is a summation of master budget and projected or estimated budget. So what are the capacity level given in the question paper? That is nothing but master budget. Based on that master budget, you have to prepare estimated budgets for asking level of capacities. Sometimes they will give percentages, sometimes they will give units. Sometimes they will give capacity percentages, sometimes they will give units. In our example, percentages were taken 80% capacity. We don't know exact units. Are you clear? But they will mention 80% capacity equivalent to 60,000 units. Now what about the 100% capacity? How many units I said? 60,000 units. Huh? 60,000 units is equivalent to 80%. I want for 100%. Now 60,000 into 100 divided by 80. Yeah? Answer please. Yeah, 75,000 is your capacity level. 100% capacity. Out of that you utilized only 80%. Now the question, if you want to calculate 70% units means I need to apply 70% on 60,000 units or 75,000 units. 60,000 is the wrong answer. 60,000 is equal to 80% capacity. If you apply direct 70% and 80% capacity, it's not a logic, no? 70% you have to apply 100% capacity units. Now what is 100% capacity units? 75,000. Where's the logic behind this? Now I want 90% capacity units. How I get 90% into 60,000 units? 90% into 60,000 units? No, the 60,000 is equivalent to 80% capacity. I want 90% on 100% units. Now 75,000 into 90% only, you will get a 90% capacity units. Are you guys clear? Or some more logics is there? Second logic. 60,000 units is equal to how much percentage? 80%. I want 70%. 60,000 into 70 divided by 80. I think you will get same answer. Same? Okay. 60,000 units is equivalent to 80% capacity. I want 90%. 60,000 into 90 divided by 80. Clear? You can apply the capacity levels on direct 100% units, or you can compare with the given units also. The two logics we are using for calculation of capacity unit. Are you okay? Next. Units, total variable cost, total fixed cost, average variable cost, average fixed. 10, 20, 30. For manufacturing of 10,000 10 units, I need to spend of labor and material and direct expenses 10,000 rupees. For manufacturing of 20 units, same. Material is same, labor is same, direct expense is same. It will increase. It will doubles. Yes or no, ma? Now what about the variable cost for 20 units? For 10 units, 10,000. What about the 20 units? 20,000. Now what is the calculation involved? For 10 units, I spend 10,000 rupees. For 20 units, how much is the variable cost? Are you clear, ma? Now when it comes to the 30 units, ma, 30,000. For 10 units, 10,000. For 30 units, how much? What's the concept? It is proportionate amount calculation. Now come to total fixed cost. For a 10,000 for a 10 units, I spend 10,000 rupees. For 20 units, what the god will do to? Fixed cost remains constant irrespective of output. Output increase or decrease, fixed cost remains constant. Guys, clear, ma? Now for a 10,000, 10,000 only. For a 10 units, 10,000 only. For a 20 units also 10,000. For a 30 units also. Sir, where I need to find out this fixed cost means from master budget. Where I need to consider the 10,000 ma? From master budget. What are the amounts they given in the master budget? That will be the base fixed cost for all level of activity. Very clear, ma? Clear? Now, student had a doubt. Sir, for what? For plant capacity you spend only fixed cost. That will be reflected on all level of activity. సో నువ్వు ప్లాంట్కి మొత్తానికి కలిపి ఎంత ఫిక్స్డ్ కాస్ట్ అయితే పెడుతున్నావో అది ఫిక్స్డ్ కాస్ట్ అవుతుంది. అది అన్ని లెవెల్స్కి సేమ్ ఉంటుంది. అది కదా లాజిక్. బట్ మీరేంటి 80% కెపాసిటీకి నువ్వు ఎంత అయితే ఫిక్స్డ్ కాస్ట్ పెడుతున్నావో దాన్ని 70%కి తీసుకోవాలి, దాన్ని 100%కి తీసుకోవాలి. ఈ లాజిక్ కదా అది. 100% capacity planning నువ్వు ఎంతైతే ఫిక్స్డ్ కాస్ట్ పెడతావో దట్ విల్ బి ద 80% ఫిక్స్డ్ కాస్ట్, దట్ విల్ బి ద 70% ఫిక్స్డ్ కాస్ట్, దట్ విల్ బి ద 90% ఫిక్స్డ్ కాస్ట్. బట్ ఇన్ క్వశ్చన్ పేపర్ దే నాట్ స్పెసిఫైడ్ 100% రిలేటెడ్ వాల్యూ. They specified what related value? 80% related value. The common sense for 100% value and 80% value, 70% value, 90% value will be same. Are you clear? The base origin of fixed cost we are considering from what budget ma? Master budget. So what are the amount they involved in master budget? That will be same for projected budgets. For 70% that value only, for 90% that value only, for 10% also that value only, for 40% also that value only. Any confusion ma? Are you clear na? Next ma. Average variable cost. Do you know how to calculate average variable cost? Total variable cost divided by output. 10,000 divided by 10. How much? Next. Tantarra. And the 20,000 divided by 20. Again 1,000 only. 1,000. What do you understand? Difference between total variable cost and average variable cost. If output increases, variable cost also increases. When come to per unit, hey, mental దే చెప్తున్నా. చూసి చెప్పు లేదా నోట్కి వచ్చినది అసలు చెప్పద్దు. So when come to the total variable cost for 10,000, for 10 units 10,000, for 20 units 20,000, for 30,000 30 units 30,000. If output increases, cost also increases. Vice versa. If you observe the down to up, units are decreases, cost also decreases. But compare with the units and average variable cost. Units decreases or increases or decreases, cost remains constant. There's a logic lot of students don't know. Per unit variable cost constant. Total point of view only change. Are you guys clear? Now please calculate average fixed cost. How to calculate average fixed cost means total fixed cost divided by output. Ten thousand divided by 10,000, 10,000 divided by 20, 5,000, 30,000 divided by 30, 3.33. Sorry, 10,000 divided by 30, 500. 500. 333. 333.3 bar. Now understand units versus TFC. What happened? Units versus TFC. Units are increases or decreases, total fixed cost remains constant. Compare with the units versus AFC. Changes. Guys, clear? Total point of view, variable cost change, fixed cost constant. Per unit point of view, variable cost constant, fixed cost changes. Now the change also, same change or opposite change? Same change or opposite change? Units, what happened? Increases, huh? Go and check the AFC. Opposite change. That is called inverse relation. For example, if units are decreases, AFC, what happened? Increases. Are you okay now? This is a concept you have to learn in your foundation economics. The clear picture of LVC, law of variable proportion. నేను కూడా చెప్పి చాలా రోజులు అవుతుంది ఎకనామిక్స్. ఐఎమ్ ఎకనామిక్స్ ఫ్యాకల్టీ. క్లియర్? There is a lot of advantage ma. You learn the economics. Based on economics only, all subjects are framed. You know the economics, you can handle lot of subjects. Anyway, what is the points you have to understand before flexible budget preparation? Total variable cost change with change in level of output. Total fixed cost not change. Instead of word change, I am using symbol ma. The word delta shows change, not change with change in level of output. When it comes to average variable cost, not change with change in level of output. When it comes to AFC, change with change with change in level of output, bracket, use the word inverse relation. What does it mean for inverse relation? Opposite change. Units are decreases, cost will be increased. Units are increases, cost will be decreased. TVC, go with TVC point of view, go with the direct relation. Direct relation. What does it mean for direct relation? Same change. Output increases, cost also increase. Output decreases, cost also decrease. Okay. Sure, ma. Next. Units, total cost, thousand units, like 50,000, 1,000 units, like 90,000, 1,000, 1,50,000. They will give this kind of information, ma. Here you have to figure out variable cost and fixed cost. How to figure out variable cost and fixed cost. Before calculation, so you already know the concept of total cost. Total variable cost plus total fixed cost. Now I want a separation of total variable cost and total fixed cost. For this purpose only we have the concept of calculation of variable cost per unit. Variable cost per unit. Now number of units into variable cost per unit, you will get a variable total cost. Out of total cost, if you remove total variable cost, you will get what cost? Total fixed. It's also one of the adjustment you have to learn more. Okay. Now, if you give information like this, you have to figure out first variable cost per unit. Change in total cost divided by change in output. You can take any of two comparables, not three. You can take any of two comparables, either 10,000 versus 8,000 or 10,000 versus 6,000 or 8,000 versus 6,000. Any two only. Now, I am taking 10,000 and 8,000 units related information. Now, what about the cost? Always take highest number as a values. Here, sign is ignored. Minus plus signs are ignored here. Are you okay? Now, what about the 10,000 units value? 2,50,000. 2,50,000 minus 8,000. 8,000 units cost 90,000 divided by 10,000 minus 8,000. Answer? 3 per unit. 3 per unit. Now when it come to total variable cost equals to number of units into variable cost per unit. You can take any units, either 10,000 units or 8,000 units, it will get the same. Are you okay? Now, number of units I am taking 10,000. 10,000 into what more? 3 out అయిపోయింది. So cool. 30 per unit. So number of units you can take either 8,000 or 10,000, no issue. So 10,000 units into 30 rupees. You will get total variable cost. How much more? 3 lakhs. Taken wrong numbering, Jima. So 2 lakh 2,50,000 minus 1,90,000. How much more? 3,000 divided by 8,000. 2,000. 30 only, na? Wait, I want to change numbers. Now come and calculate ma. 12,50,000 minus 9,30,000. Answer per unit how much ma? 160 per unit. Now please 10,000 into 160. Again 16 lakhs. 8 lakh 8,000 into 160. What ma? So at the time of problem I will explain. మనం తీసుకున్న అజంప్షన్ వాల్యూస్కి అది ప్రాపర్గా సెట్ అవ్వట్లేదు. బట్ ద థింగ్ యూ హ్యావ్ టు అండర్స్టాండ్ దిస్ వన్ మా. For procedure explanation purpose, I taken a random numbers. The random numbers are answers are not came. Okay. At the time of problem, I will give a clarity. But do you understand here? Number of units into variable cost per unit, you will get what ma? Variable cost. Okay. Now total fixed cost minus total variable cost. Sorry. Total cost minus total variable cost, you will get an answer called total fixed cost. This is the way to figure out total variable cost and the total fixed cost and total cost. Information given like this. These are not a right values. At the time of right values, I will give an answer. Okay. This kind of adjustment is needed. Now, when come to the preparation of flexible budgets, these things you have to understand ma. 4 points. And next thing you have to understand is working note calculation. The third thing is what are the master budget fixed values is equivalent to the remaining estimated or projected. Okay ma, take a break.